Order 1800 on today's date of 2025, the year of our Lord, at the Wallace Central Office Building. I'd like to welcome everyone. All board members are present. I need a motion to approve the agenda if no one needs any change.
I was going to suggest C does not need to be approved. Like it's already been approved. 7C. The 7C can come off. 7C. And then I was going to tell her, but it didn't make it on the agenda, but we do have the sheriff's numbers. You remember back in December, you tabled his request for an increase in his pay. You tabled it pending him giving the numbers. And last week, he did provide the numbers. And so if you want to consider that now, you can. We've got the numbers. I think he's got a copy for everybody. Well, you could wait till your next meeting also, but we do have the numbers. That was tabled. So
And they came up to 4%.
it's like halfway between 3.99 and 4.
I think we should wait and put it on the next meeting, don't you?
That's fine. It was
That way
just
we have time to
tabled. That's
look
why
at
I
it.
wanted to bring it up. Yeah.
This looks like a pretty.
You got a
Okay.
copy for everybody?
It's a one
I
page.
need to-
Yeah, we can give them a copy for them.
Need a motion to approve the agenda with the removal of item 7C.
So moved.
Ms. Becky so moves.
Second.
Ms. Amanda seconds. All in favor? Hearing no further discussion.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Public comments. Anyone going once, going twice? Hearing no public comments. Item 4, board member comments. Ms. Becky.
I heard great compliments about Saturday's event. I was actually out of town, so did not attend, but when I got back to town, I heard it was quite impressive. That's all I got.
Nothing
Ms.
at the
Amanda?
time.
Ms. Ashley?
Yep.
Mr. Jones?
My only question would be all the personnel things on coaching positions. Is that something we have to do, or?
That was just something that we did this year to ensure that everybody that got a stipend, essentially making sure we have an accounting for everybody that has a stipend. So for all of those positions, that way the teacher gets a letter that, the non-renewal letter, and then it's the principal's decision at that point if they're bringing that back for next year or not. And we were able to find actually one or two things, that either didn't need to be paid, or a couple things that we were able to clean up because of doing that. So,
But it's not gonna be an every year thing, or is it
No,
gonna
I
be
think
an
that's
every?
part of it, isn't it? Isn't that like?
That-
Yes, sir, under KRS 1760,
Yeah,
Jake and I was
supposed to
just
be.
talking about it, any stipend position, technically, is supposed to be pink slipped. They can be brought right back in as of July 1. But under that KRS, I was making sure I had the right one. I just asked Jake.
I don't think most districts do that.
So it's I said it's debatable. Some districts do it out of concern that they will claim it's part of their salary. I'm entitled to it next year. So Scott County was probably the first county about 10 years ago that started doing it. And some districts do, some districts don't, to be honest. But that's the concern is, hey, I'm telling you that not necessarily that you won't be the coach next year, but I'm not required to make you the coach next year. It's not a required part of your salary. If you've been there for the concern would be if you're in that position for over 4 years, are you now entitled to keep that? Do you have tenure in that, stipend position? That's why they started doing it.
If you hire that person back, I don't think that gets rid of any tenure situation.
No.
But it does if you gave a non-renewal letter and you brought him back. I mean, that was their cure for that. But I would take
It doesn't
position.
work on a teaching position.
Yeah, but you're not keeping them in that position. I mean, you're not renewing them every single year. Is the way Scott County has handled that. But I mean, I would take the position it's not required. I mean, I've always taken the position not 100% required. That's why I say it's debatable whether it is or not.
John, we did run into that here one year. Was you on that board then, Amanda?
I
Or
was-
Was you Miss?
I think I was on the
I think
board,
Miss
but I
Becky
said
might have
quick.
been on the board. We had somebody that was receiving a $2,500 stipend. The new year started. They said they didn't want the position. We couldn't take the stipend from them because
Yeah.
they started the new year,
It's on the side.
July 1, under their contract with that stipend, so we couldn't take it from them because it was considered by the state and
And you approved the salary schedule
Yeah,
already
the
with that in
principal
there.
doesn't have to do any interviewing or,
No,
Nope.
but I would just be clear. I mean, that's a kind of separate issue that I think is kind of debatable. But I don't think that's why he's doing this. I think he's doing this essentially for an accounting procedure that, hey, we've got so many stipends over here. We're not. I mean, everybody's just assumed I get this, year after year, and nobody's laying eyes on it. So when we talked about these non-renewing everybody, they're getting this letter and then we're being intentional. So you don't have 500 stipend positions out there that nobody's laying eyes on. It just needs to be a process that every year we're looking at what stipend positions we've got. I mean, I think it's his rationale,
just asking.
not
Fine.
this tenure rationale.
Anything else, Mr. Jones?
That's all I got.
I do got a few things. The athletic director, our track coach, phenomenal event they put on this weekend for track and field. I think there was 22 or 23 different districts here. There was over 375 students that competed, and it was something to see. Did run into a couple of things, but we got that taken care of real quick. And it was due to Kentucky High School Athletic Association rules during that event. People couldn't be inside the fences. So I contacted Mr. Arvin and then Shelley. They moved the buses for us, that way people could go over and sit on that side and watch the events. But it turned out to be a phenomenal event, and I hope everybody got a chance to see it if you've never seen one. That was the first true track and field event I'd ever been to. It was awesome to watch. And I want to thank everybody out in the district that got that put on, from our athletic director to our coaches and our seniors that helped out there. That worked out phenomenal for them volunteering their time. It worked out pretty good.
Good deal.
No other board comments, staff school reports. 5A, principal's report. Hearing no further principal report. Student board member, Mr. Johnson. I thought he was gonna be here tonight.
He said he was, but then he's not.
He's probably scared. Enrollment attendance report, Mr. Eddie Busherman.
Short and sweet, you have a copy of it.
Yep.
Not much change. Couple days left. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
I like that report. Item 5D, CAO, Mr. Tony Jury.
Okay, the third round of already reports that they've been provided to you. We're seeing some good trends. We're seeing a novice reduction. The thing is, every year, how do we know what we're doing is working? Novice reduction is a good indicator. We're seeing great success in math and novice reduction. We're seeing some places that we still need to continue to do some work. Mr. Arvin and I have devised a plan for next year. We like already, but it's 3 times a year. So, and it's a good measure, but it's just 3 times a year. So we're going to do some self-imposed district progress marks, benchmark assessments that Mr. Arvin and I are going to develop for each grade level for students to take, so we can monitor that a little bit more often than what already does. And so we just need to know what we're doing is working. We like what we see in already reports. For the most part, there still are some concerns that we're going to address moving forward. So if you have any questions, just feel free to stop by or send me an email or call or whatever, and we can go through it. I showed the data that compares apples to oranges. That compares like 6th grade this year to 6th grade last year. Of course, that's how KSA measures us in our school report card. But I also showed comparing 6th grade last year to 7th grade this year. Same group of students. Did they grow or did they add more to the novice column? So if you need help deciphering all that, just let me know.
Is window 2 prior?
Yes, window 2 is the one they took in January. A couple years ago, we focused on the growth between window 2 and window 3, and it's always looks good. But now we're kind of focusing on, are they growing from one year to the next? Are we moving kids out of the novice column into the apprentice and proficient column? is what we're focusing on now.
Mr. Drury, I know last month Mr. Jones had brought up, on our advanced students and stuff, did you come up with anything on that, or is this something you wanna wait after school's out for next year? Or-
You have to be more specific. I
On
can't
the,
remember.
Gifted and
It was the
talented.
gifted
talented.
program
Oh.
versus the remedial program.
We are ready. We mentioned going over that in our summer retreat,
Okay.
didn't we?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
so, that's a whole complex thing, is that what is a gifted student versus a advanced student? They're two different things, and so we need to get some definitions and get some understanding of what's what, and what the gifted and talented program is all about versus are we providing opportunities for advancement and enrichment for all students. So, yes, that's something we're gonna focus on in summer retreat. When you guys can put that on the calendar, let us know, so we know when that'll be, and I can have people prepared for that.
Anybody have anything else for Mr. Drury?
I think so.
Thank you, Mr. Drury. Item 5E, Superintendent Report, Mr. Arvin.
Just a couple things real quick. Number one, to just piggyback off what everybody said about the track meet. You know, if you've never participated in one, it looks like organized chaos with so many different events going on at the same time. But hopefully, as we continue to be able to grow and host more of these, you'll get an opportunity to come and check them out. Want to shout out our maintenance guys as well for all the help they put in, making sure everything was set up and the field looked good. You know, they did a great job, again, to echo all the people, all the volunteers throughout the district, a lot of teachers and different staff members volunteering their time to help make sure the event went off very well. I know the UK bus from LCA created quite a stir. I got a couple of text messages about that if we had the University of Kentucky people on campus. So not exactly, they just rented their bus to be able to drive up here. So, but it looked good sitting out in front of the school. I'm
Yes,
not
it
gonna
did.
lie.
I got some pictures of it. I've been telling us we need that tour bus. Look at her over
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then just to shout out the staff for all their hard work in going through, you know, the test data from iReady, and again, seeing some positive trends. Again, to echo what Mr. Drury said, definitely some things we're going to continue to focus on and dig in with. We're going to be meeting with principals in the next couple of weeks to review data, and we've got a big meeting set up on June 5th with not just us, but OVEC as well, to make sure we've got everything laid out and to get organized for our plan for next year to make sure that we're going to continue seeing the progress that we want to be able to see. Other items, summer school's going along well. I'll actually be going around and meeting with principals in the morning to make sure they've got their plans finalized. You know, room assignments, everything. We're working on that. As soon as I get that done, I can get that information to Mr. Bushelman, because he's going to be piggybacking off of that to work with the custodial staff and maintenance staff for their plans for the buildings throughout the summer and have a schedule for that ready. And then we also anticipate, and their name has slipped my mind, but the group that came and provided the summer feeding throughout the month of July last year, working with them to get them back. And then, you know, students, summer school students in the community all through the month of June, while we're here for summer school, have the opportunity to come to the upper middle school cafeteria, either breakfast or lunch, and get a meal if they come by. So we'll make sure that information is communicated out to families. So if they live in the area or want to drive up, they know that's an option for them. And that's all I've got.
One quick question, do we have enough staff that's willing to do the summer school, or was that an issue of getting?
Yes, it's with what you guys have done with the daily wage threshold.
Good.
We have plenty of staff willing to participate, and we're very excited about that.
And also, we got to attend Henry County's board meeting last night. It was interesting. They actually let their superintendent talk. Nah, I know several of them down there, and it was pretty much same thing we hear, they hear. It's same complaints, same concerns. It's
Yeah.
pretty much same thing in all the districts. But yeah, nothing else, Mr. Arvin. Moving on to, everybody get a chance to look at the SBDM minutes. Human Resource Action, 5G. Everybody get a chance to look at that.
John, I just sent you an email with that statute, the law explanation. I just pulled it up and sent it, so you have it for your reference.
Anything else? Moving on to consent agenda, items 6A through 6L. I so move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Jones seconds. Hearing no discussion on them, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 7A, review approved gasoline diesel fuel bids. Mr. Arvin, did you get that taken care of?
Looks like the same bid, you just penciled in readable.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
we
hardly
just,
understand
they,
it.
they wrote it in just to make it more readable.
It had like 20
We
numbers
have-
on it.
We have no other bid. I'll make a motion to approve.
Yeah.
Mr. Jones so moves. I'll second. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. 7B, review approved barn Dennings audit services. Mr. Got anything on that?
It's the same people that we have, that we've been using, so.
So how often do we rotate auditors? Is there any hard, fast rule on that, or?
So since the last time we came out for bid, they were our only bidders.
They were.
I put some questions out there. We can pretty much use them, as long as they rotate their crews, which they have done.
Okay.
They have not sent the same crew of auditors here in the three, well, the year before and then last year and then this past year. It was always different people.
Okay.
So if they rotate their crew people, I think we're pretty good. I think it's like 5 years, you're supposed to put it back out to bid. We get a little leeway because nobody bids it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there are most auditing firms now going in on the top of schools. So
Okay.
if you found somebody that's willing to come, you kind
Yeah.
of get to keep them.
I get it.
I make a motion, we, ask them to do it again.
Mr. Jones so moves, second.
I'll second.
Ms. Becky seconds. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. 7D, discuss review tentative budget 25-26. Quick highlight on it. Quick highlight on it.
Mr. Davis and I have been arguing for a couple of weeks about the budget. So the one that got attached to your agenda, I was told, I get different information all the time from different people, that Fund 2 did not have to be included. As of right now, I do not have next year's fund numbers because it's federal money and state money and we don't know yet what they're going to give us. But then I got told yesterday that Fund 2 had to be in the tentative budget to get sent to DAE, so I worked that up with last year's numbers, assuming we're going to get the same federal and state money. But it is what it is. I would like to go on record saying it's very, very tight. With the raises last year and the expenditures that we had this past year that were not budgeted, and the raise you gave in April, it's tight. It's doable if we stick to it, maybe. But Mr. Davis also knows that I'm concerned about cash flow in September and October. We get most of our money in November and December from the property taxes. The estimated revenue is based on the projected receipt. I just got this morning the property tax evaluations from Cheryl, the PDA office. Looks like our assessments are gonna go up 65 million in property assessments. That will affect, our seat will go down, I don't know how much,
Yeah.
but it will affect the amount of money we get from seat, so.
For the calculation I've done on the SEC, we're probably gonna lose between 33 and 35,000 on SEEK funding, which is for the new revenue coming in. I'll take it.
Well, I hope that, this past year, we lost 200,000.
Yeah.
It was that, and that's part of why the budget is down, our carryover money is down, because we were down a total of $400,000 in revenue, plus the one-time expenses we had for things, so.
Plus our our attendance and stuff too.
What's our total number we're sitting at in the contingency right now?
Contingency, it's not, wait, I got it right here. 909, the percentage is 4.7%, the actual dollar amount is $934,833.97
For this year.
for this year.
Yeah.
Projected contingency. The only number I'm concerned about changing is our carryover number. It's based on the budget that we're working in right now, and it's calculated that way. And it's gone down for the past 2 years, every year. It's going down again, but hopefully, if we can make it through till December, I mean, it's just gonna be tight. I would like the board to be aware it's gonna be tight. It looks doable, but it's gonna be tight.
We got faith in you.
Mr. Harmon's been talking me off the ledge daily.
And every time anybody asks her for something now, she's a no, so we're good to go.
Yeah, I will say that employees are already feeling the pain.
Mr. Level will not go speak to Ms. McCarty if he does not have ice cream in his hand.
I'm not lying, I'll bring it.
Chocolate helps.
Whatever you gotta do.
And he
Yeah.
steals from us.
Hey, if you're not willing to part with it, that's not my fault.
So the next budget cycle, can you remind me when that is, when we know more of the numbers?
I think our working budget is due in September.
Okay.
I think,
Yeah, it sounds right.
and I think the
We expect
reasoning for
April
that
money to
is
go up.
mostly because we have full payroll in August.
Yeah.
The
We're gonna know
435,000,
what we're looking at.
that's
And
locked
the
in for 30
salary is a
years.
moving target,
The,
constantly,
Yeah.
constant moving target, so.
That's one of the things me and her was looking at.
But everybody knows to
After a couple
watch
months,
their pennies
they
and
dropped it.
and
But where they just got to,
I've teased them all and told them,
well,
you know, when I
yes,
told
it's
you
gonna go
no.
up in utilities and everything else for something that's getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
And smile. and
Not
be
just
happy.
no,
Exactly
but
right.
heck no.
Smile and be happy.
By the end of
Exactly right.
Fire assessment, once we see what the federal cut us and stuff, we should be probably back up, even with the property tax increase here in the county. We should be back up hopefully by the end of next school year, about 1.5, 1.6, would it be?
I hope so, because a lot of this is one-time expense, like the buses, when we paid for the buses, that was like $350,000. So,
Right.
you know, those types of expenses that came kind of directly off our carryover number are affecting that a lot.
But she also, would we figure up, you saved us, when we done that, what was it, 400,000, it saved
Yeah,
us?
closer to 300.
Yeah.
To the high 290s to save an interest. So it was a good move. It wasn't a bad move. It just affects the next year's carryover money in the budget. So,
That's why our handle's cooking the books.
well, I will, shall I tell them about Crow?
Well, yeah, go ahead.
I can make it feel a little bit better. We don't have it in the bank yet, so
Good, I was gonna
it's
say
not
that.
estimated, but it looks like we may get about $500,000 for that tax energy credit.
Awesome.
Remember?
Yes, you're right about
You
that.
made me pay $25,000 for Crow,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
didn't want to, but I felt
Okay,
like it was good.
and they,
for them.
and their final number's 500?
500 and something, not 600. I'll have to look again.
Yeah.
But there's,
Yeah, I'm fine with 500.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
For the
complaining.
25
I'm
cent?
happy with it, but it is not included in our budget. That will be-
We don't wanna include that.
No. No.
The,
If
So that was pretty good investment, wasn't it?
If it hits the bank, I'll do a budget amendment and put it in there, but not until.
just hold it off to the side if you don't mind for a while.
I'm not telling you if it comes in.
there
Oh,
you
no,
go.
we don't wanna show it in
I may
there.
not tell anybody.
Let the state get their numbers done before we show that into
Yeah.
ours.
I move that we approve our tentative budget.
I'll second it. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I have a couple things, if I could, before we adjourn.
Absolutely.
So, just a reminder, Mr. Arvind has agreed to get us his self-evaluation early June. so we can start working on our individual evaluations, because that'll be due in July. And then we kind of alluded to a summer retreat, but I didn't really know if there was interest or not. First of all, are we having an early June meeting? Are we having a June, whatever that?
If we don't need to, no, but if
Okay.
you would like to, yes. And then something else we could do, the July, we shouldn't have a lot on July, the first one in July, but sometimes there, if you all would like, we can look at putting a retreat.
A Saturday together, yeah.
And then if you all wanna do, with the first June meeting, the first July meeting, and just throw a retreat in there. And then that way that'll kinda help him and them know where they're at with summer school and everything else.
So you mean not do an early June or an early July meeting?
Correct,
you
just do the
have
retreat for the
A
summer.
retreat in July,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
That's okay
So-
with everybody.
Okay. Does anybody have like big Hawaiian vacation plans for early July or anything major? Okay.
Once they hit the lottery, then.
Yeah.
As of now.
Okay, well, we can toss around some dates, but that's good to kind of plan for. Okay, that's all.
Because,
Thank you.
do you all foresee, you all needing anything approved or anything? Because if they do, Becky, we can do what we've done in the past, just send an email out, take a straw. If anybody don't have a concern on something he needs
Yeah.
or they need, just fire an email out and say, hey, we need to do this, and just let you know, and then we can approve it on the next meeting.
Yeah, so our next meeting would be toward the end of June.
Yes, ma'am, toward the end of June and then toward the end of July,
17th,
minus the retreat.
June 17th?
Yeah,
June 17th
it
and
comes quick.
July 15th.
Oh. That's a Tuesday though, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in town. It's like the next day, that's for the week.
And if somebody can't be available, we can get you a link,
Yeah, I'll be on the lake, I don't know how much service I'll have.
kind of about like I do when I'm in Florida, it comes and goes.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Arman, when's your vacation this summer?
The end of June.
Vacation.
The end of June?
End of
He
June.
just started working for us, Becky, come July 1 under his
Having a
contract.
vacation, putting up with all of us, I mean, come on.
I know, that's what I'm screaming.
We're a lot.
1 month at a time.
All right, that's all I got.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that, John Jones.
Aye.
Bye.